Okay, welcome back to Gloomhaven, the Crimson Scales on Tabletop Simulator. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to pause this video in like 25 minutes, but I wanted to talk about this. So I did the these quests, right? Mind Your Manners, RM1, that led to RM2, and then RM2 seems to be the end for now. That did give me the new character. I've not looked at it yet, because I just wrapped up the scenario. So it definitely sounds like there's more in this quest chain. I don't know when it comes up exactly, but yeah. So RM1, RM2. Looking at the Discord, people seem to say that these are like the hardest scenarios in Crimson Scales, or among the hardest. And I can see why. They definitely were the hardest that I have done on easy. I mean, easy difficulty on these felt like normal. And that's even with my two characters at like level 8. 7 and 8, just kind of like, you know, pretty powerful. I mean, you saw these two in action. They're pretty good, you know. But yeah, it was a nail biter. RM2 I actually thought was harder. That may have been due to my strategy at the end rather than actually harder. But yeah, it was tough. So RM1, if I can just show it, yeah. It was pretty much like 3 rooms. And there was bandit guards, bandit archers, Inox guard, Inox archers, and then there was a big boss at the end. There were basically 2 boss scenarios, and I decided to not bring along Giant Slayer because there's a lot of other enemies along the way, and I figured stun would be useful. In hindsight, that's kind of hard to say, but both of the scenarios had all these like special rules. Primarily in Mind Your Manners, anytime you kill any enemy, you gain Muddle as a scenario effect. And it took me until halfway through the second scenario to realize that, oh wait, the Mirefoot's immune to all negative scenario effects. Not just the shit that happens right at the start, but any scenario effects. So yeah, I made it harder on me than I really needed to. But yeah, I mean, it was just a bunch of enemies. Like here, this second section, anytime an elite dies, they spawn a normal copy of that enemy. So they just like erupt into a normal version. You gotta kill them again. So that was rough. I imagine on 4 players, that's a fucking doozy. Because you're walking in and there's 5 elites in that room. So not only do you have to kill a total of 7 enemies, you have to kill another 5. So Jesus. And all enemies are immune to immobilize and disarm, so that's nice. And then the third room was just a couple enemies for us. They became immune to stun. And then there was the big boss, the Harrower Aegis. He was probably the easiest part of it, really, because he wasn't immune to poison, and that just means that he dies, basically. He only had like 24 health, so that wasn't too bad. But then, yeah, the second scenario, you start in this room. All enemies are immune to immobilize, disarm, and stun. Every time a character kills an enemy, they gain Muddle and Curse. So that's fucking rough, man. And then you go downstairs into this room, which had 3 archers in it, which was annoying. Then you go up the stairs into this big room. Not only do you have to fight a boss, you have to fight 2 bosses. There's the main guy, Gormayan Shattermind, who's basically a mind thief. And then he's got a giant bodyguard, the Inox Blood Guard. And If there's ever no bandit guards or archers, you spawn one at the end of the round, so that's awesome. And additionally, he can do a hostile takeover, forcing a character to attack their allies. So that's great. He was immune to fucking everything, including poison and wound, which really disappointed me. And as long as the Blood Guard is alive, all damage from attacks targeting Shattermind is reduced by half, rounded up. So immune to poison and half damage is just painful. And he had like 22 health, but the Blood Guard had 26, and I was like, do I want to sit here and just wail away on the Blood Guard who's got Retaliate 2? There's going to be a mess. The Mirefoot does not do well with Retaliate. Not to mention the guards that were in the room and the archers that just constantly pelted me. And yeah. Now so you could kill the Blood Guard, and that would remove that, you know, sort of buff, and would, well, remove a boss from beating the shit out of you. But he's tough. You can also kill other normal enemies, because every time you kill a normal enemy, he would take L plus 1 damage, which is 4 damage for us. Yeah, so you could just work on killing these guys and do 4 damage. You'd have to kill assuming you don't hit him whatsoever, you'd have to kill 6 normal enemies. Killing 6 normal enemies while you have 2 bosses beating the shit out of you, that sounds rough. But, you know, you could probably work on some enemies, hit him, maybe hit, I don't know. So what I did, and it's questionable, I didn't do fucking anything but just wail on the main guy. I did half damage on everything, and I just worked him. It was rough without poison. And yeah, we took a lot of hits. You can see we're both at 1 health, and the Mirefoot has 8 cards in his lost pile. Incarnate has 7. We went through a lot. It was tough. So sort of a skin of your teeth kind of thing. It does say it can't be reduced below 1 hit point. This really confused me, because the goal was to defeat him, and I'm like, how the fuck do I defeat him if he can't be reduced below 1 hit point? And I thought, okay, well, maybe they mean he can't be reduced by attacks, and I have to finish him with one of these normal enemy kills that does 4 damage to him. So that's what I did. But then reading the actual conclusion section, it's just like, no, he runs away. So I think no matter what, you just have to get him to 1 HP and then he's defeated. I think they could have written that a lot better. They could have put a section anywhere in here that says, or even like right here, just put it right here. When he is at 1 HP, read section 3. I mean, that would be it. But anyways, we did it. This was the last scenario then with the Mirefoot and the Incarnate. Definitely like both characters. You know, all these characters that I keep playing, you play them enough, you kind of grow attached to them, and you get to learn their ins and outs. I was skeptical about the Mirefoot going in, and when I first read him initially, before I actually got him as a character and switched to him, because I was like, how much is good is poison? A lot of poison when I only have one other guy. But no, I mean, regardless, poison 3 is an insane thing to have. Apparently you can get up to poison 4 somewhere. Probably is level 9. Yeah, it's level 9 card. Attack 2, poison 4. That's redonkulous. Stun all enemies with immobilize. Disarm all enemies with wound. Wound all enemies with muddle. Muddle all enemies with poison. All enemies in the same room as you with 2 or more negative conditions suffer 2 damage. As a non-loss, just like... Man, oh man. Yeah, okay. Bottom's pretty nice too. That's like a better neurotoxin on the bottom. Attack 1, range 3, target 2, poison 2, muddle, and wound. Oh. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I mean, he was pretty good. I liked him a lot. He had a very damaging turn. I can't remember exactly when he did it. But, yeah, using the... Oh, yeah. Using this card. Wild Stings. You know, there's, like I said, those numbers are not impressive, but if you got Poison 2 on both enemies and you're next to them, and you use like a Flaming Axe weapon or something to add +1 attack to all your attacks for the turn, and you're invisible, so you have advantage on all 4 attacks, you know, you're talking some pretty serious numbers. Poison 2 and the Axe, that turns it into an attack 4 target 2. With advantage, then you could do, and then the bottom's an attack 5 target 2 with advantage. I mean, that's a lot of damage in one turn. You can definitely wipe off 2 normal enemies pretty easily. So yeah, I like the Mirefoot. Just basically like a more interesting scoundrel as far as I'm concerned. The Incarnate, yeah, definitely can be a powerhouse. You know, I really did not lean into the spirit switching, I think, as much as you could, but you'd really, I feel, have to pick some like kind of subpar choices of cards just to do constant spirit switching as much as you'd like to. So you know, it ended up being a bit more incidental, but it does influence your decisions. And so what was initially pretty overwhelming of just like, look at all these fucking cards, look at all these colors, like, oh my god, what do I do, like, it becomes pretty clear, like, you know, the rotation and the choices you kind of continually make in order to end up with some good combos and some good turns. Yeah, overall, very interesting character. I love the color scheme, like I said. You know, I don't tend to love like these just sort of brutish characters that just walk in and smack stuff like that and just tank. And I mean, you know, obviously you're not supposed to just stand there and tank, but yeah, much as the Mirefoot is like a more interesting scoundrel, I think the Incarnate is just a far more interesting and far more complicated brute. So yeah, I mean, I like both of them. I think they're both pretty good. But it is time to move on. I'm gonna be getting whatever this symbol is, this blood thing. Probably something that deals with a lot of wound and rupture, I would imagine. And then just to make this Let's Play a bit more interesting for you and for me, we're also just gonna complete this. I was never gonna be able to do this. I think across those couple scenarios, I probably got 2 more ticks, but the campaign would end before I got this. So we're just going to go for it just to see what it is. Okay, so what we're going to do... Just going to gather up all my items. We did hit prosperity 6, by the way, and I think I could add another +3 prosperity if I wanted, but I might add a side scenario instead. So here's the prosperity 6 items: splint mail, and the next 4 sources of damage starting you gain shield 1. Spike shield, when damaged by an attack, gain shield 1 and retaliate 2 for the attack. Pendant of Dark Pacts, during your turn, refresh 2 of your consumed small items, gain curse. Boots of Quickness, at the beginning of round, you can increase or decrease your initiative by 20. Sun Earring, during your turn, refresh all your spent items and perform a heal 3 on yourself. Well, basically just like a better minor healing potion, I guess. Much better. Major mana potion, create 2 wild elements. And Reaping Scythe, you can do a sort of a triple attack like that. Yeah, there you have it. Okay, I think we're all good there, so let's pack her up. Pack her up. I think you actually packed up some fucking... You did, didn't you? You did, didn't you? Oh, God, it's gonna be busted. Also, these belong in the shop. Yeah, so I had some battle goals. I think still sitting out. I don't know where they went. Damn. Okay, they probably just got swept aside. We'll live without him. He may have had item. No, he didn't. No, I guess never mind. Okay, delete all these numerous tokens. Oh yeah, more cards I forgot about. Get all rid of it. Get rid of all of it. Look at this lineup of retirees. Oh, so I get +2 prosperity for retiring 2 characters. Not that it really matters. I don't think we'll ever hit 7. Oh, and then there's the retirement. Ugh. Okay, god damn it. I always do this. 53, 54. It's still... I mean, I thought maybe it was a city event, but then when I looked, it didn't seem like that corresponded. You know, there's no 53 in the deck. There's a 54. Oh, there's the 54. Oh, well, then I'm really a big retard. I knew that, I was like, I had way less city events. So is this meant to be 53 or 50? No. There's no 53 there, but there's a 54. I'm going to assume that involves the Mirefoot, but who knows? But then they're both 54. Doesn't make any sense because it's supposed to be... Why does it say 53? I don't think this is right. No, none of this is correct. I don't know, man. Okay, I don't know. I have no idea. It's a very confusing system. And then for the incarnate, of course, it's not going to be... Why don't I just search? 62, 63. Now, I'm betting we're going to have one of those numbers. There's 62. That doesn't sound like it relates to the incarnate, whereas that definitely mentions the incarnate. This is 62. Doesn't mention the incarnate whatsoever. Whereas this does. What is going on? I don't know. Anyways, it's not a big deal whatsoever, so let's not fret about it. Let's look at these characters. So we have the Bleeding Claw and the Ice Meteor. Oof. The Bleeding Claw is the Ruin Maw. Oh my god. Oh, it's a werewolf. Not sated. Oh, the Ruin Maw. Loss actions will sate the Ruin Maw's hunger, denoted with a blood symbol at the bottom of the action. Actions with a track can have a blood symbol within a use slot. When that space is used or after a non-track loss action is resolved, the Ruin Maw immediately becomes sated, which lasts until the end of their next turn. You can flip over the token on this mat as a reminder. While sated, certain actions have mandatory augmented effects. The augment is represented with a blood followed by colon followed by how the action is augmented. Many of your abilities add rupture to enemies. A figure with rupture suffers 1 damage at the end of each ability where that figure moved at least 1 hex. You also have abilities that can empower yourself. Okay, so the Ruin Maw's empower is a push one rather than strengthen. Okay. He's got 8 health, so he's not, he's just kind of a standard melee. Disarm one adjacent enemy, gain 1 money token from the supply if you target an enemy with a disarm ability. Okay. Bottom, move 2, pull 1, range 2, poison, rupture self. Cornered animal, move 1, retaliate 1 self. If you're adjacent to an obstacle, all attacks targeting you gain disadvantage this round. Or bottom, attack 1, gain advantage if you're adjacent to an obstacle, and shield 1. Wow. Strip the flesh. Loot 1, perform heal 1 self, and power if you looted 2 or more money tokens with the loot ability. Bottom, on your next attack, add +4 attack and gain advantage. So there's your sated. Okay, so I assume after you do that, after you do the next attack, you become sated. This one, attack 2, push 2, target 1 enemy within 2 hexes. If you're sated, you then wound the target of the attack and all allies and enemies adjacent to the target and gain 1 XP. Okay, interesting. Move 3, rupture 1 adjacent enemy. Attack 3, rupture, sated, add pierce 2 and gain 1 XP. Push 2, target 1 adjacent enemy, move 3. Attack 3, poison, sated, target 2 adjacent enemies and gain 1 XP. Bottom's a move 5, jump. All allies and enemies move through, gain rupture, become sated. What's his hand size? Oh, 11. Okay, so he's definitely encouraged to do a little bit of burning. Move 3, jump, attack 4, advantage, become sated. Bottom, move 4, if you're sated, add +2 move and gain 1 XP. Top, push 2, all enemies within range 2. Bottom, muddle, all enemies within range 2. Easy prey, attack 3, wound. If you're sated, recover 1 of your discarded cards. Bottom, on the next source of damage, it would reduce you to less than 1 hit point, suffer no damage instead, and perform heal 4, self, empower. Oof. Beast of Flesh. Attack 5, kill the target if its current hit point value is equal to or less than 7 after the attack. So in some ways it's an attack 7, but, depends. That sates you. The bottom, heal 2 yourself. If you're sated, empower twice. Berserk Barrage, attack 3, pierce 1, rupture. As a loss. Bottom, move 2 if you're sated, and then attack 2. So regardless, it's just an attack 2, which could be an attack 3 if you enhance it. Nourishing Meal, attack 5, perform heal 2, self, empower. If the attack ability kill at least 1 enemy. Bottom, move 3. If you're sated, gain advantage on all your attacks this round. That's a very nice sated bottom sort of thing going on. Scrape and Scrounge. Move 2, disarm 1 adjacent trap, heal 2 on yourself, add empower if you disarmed a trap. Bottom, move 5, loot each hex you enter with this movement, sate yourself. Attack 4, advantage, and wound yourself. Bottom, move 3, jump. There you have it. Well, Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm gonna play him. Maybe it'll help me get over my loss, my crippling fear of loss that I have, because he's a little bit more encouraged to do loss stuff. But yeah, I mean, look at him. How could I not play as this dude? Fucking just vermling werewolf nightmare. They feed off the flesh of the dead. In times of dire need, a vermling pack can impart all of their psychic might into the strongest of their number at the cost of their own lives. Transformed by this last desperate act of its kin, the Rune Maw grows into a vengeful monstrosity, able to rend its enemies to pieces with just its claws. This lone survivor is left with an insatiable hunger to match its fearsome power. Resourceful mercenary guilds or desperate ones take advantage of their ravenous nature, paying them not in coin, but in the thrill of the hunt and the feeding that will follow. Hells to the yeah. Let's slap him down. Alright. And then the Ice Meteor. We have the Rime Hearth. Yeah, I just wanna see that. Thank you. Ooh. Also 8 health, so not a squishy little mage character. The Rime Hearth has a wide variety of actions that cause you to gain chill or wound to perform powerful abilities at the cost of hurting yourself. Some abilities allow you to spend these chill or wound tokens to gain bonuses whenever you perform the required ability. Additionally, many of your abilities generate or consume fire or ice, some of which you may have multiple consumptions for the same element. If so, you may only perform one of these bonuses if you consume the specific element. Such as, well, you may remove wound from self to add +2 range and gain an XP. You also have actions with mixed elements. When a mixed element is generated or consumed, you choose which to use, but not both of them. Yeah. You can apply chill to your enemies and yourself. Yeah, okay. Alright, so how does he play? Hearth Bolt. Look at that. Look at that attack AoE. Attack 2 wound. You can remove a chill token from self to add +1 attack and gain an XP. I'd really hope if you're going to burn that card, you have a chill token. Bottom, move 3, generate fire. Biting Cold, designate one enemy within range 2. They suffer 5 damage and all enemies adjacent to target gain chill. You can remove wound from self to add +2 range. Wow. 5 damage is pretty good for shielded like fire demons, wind demons, stuff like that. That's just an execute. That's pretty good. Move 3, generate ice. Heat wave. Heal 1 on yourself, gain strengthen and 1 XP if a wound was removed with this heal. And then heal yourself for 3 more and wound yourself again. Okay. Bottom, wound range 3. If the target has wound, it suffers 2 damage instead. That's pretty good combo with the Rune Maw. Cold Snap, attack 4 advantage. Chill yourself twice afterwards. But the bottom is chill twice with target within range 2. Blazing Streak, attack 2 in a line. You can spend some fire to add an attack or wound. Move 4, retaliate 2 if you spend a fire and you wound yourself. Frozen Grasp, attack 2, pierce 3. Spend an ice for +2 attack. Bottom, move 1, unaffected by chill. Spend an ice for +2 move. And then you shield yourself and chill again. Scorched Path, move 2, attack 1 wound. Spend a fire to hit 2 things. Move 3, spend fire to make it 4 with jump or heal yourself for 2. Rime Shock, attack 3, chill. Spend an ice for advantage. This attack is unaffected by chill. Otherwise, chill self. Add +2 attack to your next attack. With an ice, it's +3 instead. Kleptotherapy, attack 2, one enemy within 2 X's, chill and wound them, and then consume any element to make fire or ice. Bottom is loot 1. If 2 or fewer money tokens were looted with this ability, generate ice. If 2 or more were looted, generate fire. So if you get exactly 2, that's the spot. Steam Burst, attack 4. You can spend elements to do all sorts of stuff. Advantage, target 2, +2 attack. Yeah, I mean, single target, fire and ice, you could get an attack 6 with advantage. That's pretty good. Multi-target, attack 4, target 2 with advantage, also good. Bottom, move 3, jump, +1 move if you have chill, +1 move if you have wound. Wreathed in Flame, attack 3, wound self. Solid card. On the next 4 attacks, melee attacks targeting you, gain retaliate 3. Yeah. Glacial Cocoon, shield 1 on yourself, chill and chill. All attacks targeting you gain disadvantage this round. Interesting. Bottom, move 6, jump, chill everybody you move through. Thermotherapy, attack 3, spend fire and ice to give brittle. I assume it's the same brittle as in Frosthaven, which just means they take double damage on their next attack, which is pretty good. Pretty good. Bottom, heal 2 self, chill at the start of your next turn, perform heal 3 self, wound, gain an XP, and discard this card. Wow, that's pretty good. If you're just kind of in between or something like that, you just need a recovery period, healing yourself for 5 and gaining a wound. Not too bad. Alright, he seems like definitely more of a melee character than I thought. So that's going to be 2 melee characters, but, you know, they're both pretty cool. So I guess we're going to go for them. Okay. Yeah, neither one is a tank per se or has tank health, brute health. So it's going to be, you know, they're kind of similar. They're similar in some ways. I could deal out personal quests to both, but I doubt we're going to complete any. Nor would I don't know. There's probably very few characters I have not seen. Now, I've seen all of those. Is there any... Oh, this one I have not seen. Loot 2 or more money tokens with a single action 8 times. End of turn looting applies. And loot 2 treasure tiles, then unlock Mother Lode and follow to a conclusion. Sure. Can we get anything else I haven't seen? This beetle. Complete 8 scenarios without exhausting with 2 or less HP remaining. Ah, yeah, that's brutal. That's one of the... I feel like that's one of the toughest one. Experience 8 scenarios where you negate damage by losing a card as normal while adjacent to an ally. Also tricky, but probably a little easier. Yeah, but... getting down to 2 HP and then ending the scenario 8 times? I mean, if it was 4 times, even then I'd be like, all right, that's a little tricky. But 8 times? Get out of here. Oh, I didn't actually end the scenario. Hold on, I wonder if that fucks up anything. I hope not. So anyways, I'm going to pause this video right now. I'm gonna go through like a level 1 scenario, you know, one of the early Gloomhaven ones or something like that. Maybe the first Jaws of the Lion one. I don't know, something like that. Just to get a hang of the characters at their base level without anything fancy. Then, you know, we level up to 6 now right away, which is a pretty big jump. Most of your hand of cards then gets swapped out. And also we get 3 free perks now. Yeah, 3 free perks plus 5 more perks, so we get 8 perks just to start. So there's gonna be a lot for me to figure out then, and then we'll move on to the next scenario in the chain here, number 27. Okay, and we already wasted 35 minutes just getting to this point, so that'll be great. Okay, I'm back. This is actually like a couple days later, or several days later, actually. So I'm actually gonna have to remember to splice these two parts together. But yeah, so I did a scenario, just a random scenario. I basically picked a random Gloomhaven scenario and just did it at level 1 with the Ruin Maw and the Rime Hearth. And I got through like the first room, and then I had to go do something else, and you know, I don't know, the Rime Hearth just didn't immediately click with me. It seemed very complicated to actually do well with, and I was just like, you know, it's rough learning 2 new classes at the same time, especially when you start getting more and more complicated with it. It's not just like, okay, I'm with my 3 buddies, I've got 1 new character I have to learn, and they can kind of pick up the slack. It's like, no, I have to learn everything and do everything, and it's just kind of rough. So I let it sit for like a day. Then when I came back, I was like, you know what? Let me try something else. So I tried out 2 different characters. I actually tried out the Thorn Reaper that we unlocked a while back that I didn't pick. I was like, let me just throw him in here, level 1, just see how he does. And then I was like, I could just go with the Ruin Maw, because the Ruin Maw seems pretty solid and not too complicated. But I was like, let me just try something else different entirely. And I threw in the Bright Spark, because I remember liking the Bright Spark when I tried it a while back. I was like, all right, let me just run through the scenario 1 of Gloomhaven with the Thorn Reaper, Bright Spark, level 1, and it felt pretty good, actually. I knew I liked the Bright Spark for just being kind of a general all-rounder kind of class, like capable of everything. And then the Thorn Reaper actually wasn't that bad. It does still have a lot of shit with, like, difficult terrain and stuff. But you can ignore that just as much as the Mirefoot. And so then it's just got some kind of interesting abilities related to the light element and the earth element. There's a lot of these, you know, like we said, where if light is strong or waning, generate earth, or if earth is strong or waning, generate earth, or, you know, things like that. And you get benefits a lot of the time if light is strong or waning, and then you can consume earth to do various extra effects and so on and so forth. And if you ignore all the difficult terrain stuff and you just focus on those things, it's really not that complicated of a class, and it felt pretty good, although it felt similar to the Bright Spark in being a bit of a all-rounder with some melee, some ranged, things like that, some debuffs, some healing. He actually worked pretty well with the Bright Spark, though, because the Bright Spark can generate light as well on occasion and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, this could be good. But I like the Ruin Maw as well. I just don't know if Thorn Reaper Ruin Maw is a great combo. Probably will work. I mean, pretty much anything will work. But I was like, you know, I really like this Bright Spark. So fuck it, I'm gonna go with Ruin Maw and Bright Spark. Now, I have not unlocked Bright Spark officially as part of this campaign. You know, it can be a starter class, but we didn't get it as a starter class. Because we had gotten the Target, Ladder Axe, Leaf Sprig as our 4. But I don't really care, you know. Yeah, I'm not really bothered by that. So, yeah, I ran through, I think I ran through scenario 1 of Gloomhaven again then. I think, yeah, with Ruin Maw, Bright Spark. And I was like, yeah, this seems good. And then I leveled them up to 6 each, bought them gear, and I did all that. And then I unlocked scenario 51, one of the side scenarios, and I did that. And it went really well. They really seemed like a pretty powerful combo. I'm getting the hang of actually losing cards on the Ruin Maw, because being sated is just... If you just look at how many like red sated banners are on these cards here, there's a lot of them. And so I found that going into any room, like the first turn in the room, burning a card, like a powerful effect, becoming sated, and then having another turn of just pure sated effects. I mean, it's really pretty big. It's pretty good. And he's got an 11 card hand, so he can handle that. Assuming the scenario is not like a huge endurance thing. Your average like 3-4 room scenario, he can burn a card per room. Yeah, and the Bright Spark, I've spec'd him a bit more towards damage than anything else. He could be a bit more of like support, blessing, and strengthening allies and things like that, which is nice, but for our difficulty level and for having only 2, I found just damage is the best way to go. So he leans a bit more towards range damage, although he does have some powerful melee, such as like this card, his level 2 card. Attack 3 melee, but he can actually forego the bottom action on his turn if he's next to an enemy to do an attack 6 non-loss at 17 initiative. That's pretty solid. So yeah, you'll see all this in effect as we go, but they're a nice little combo. So I guess let's just get into it. I'm not really going to go over every card I picked. We'll see it as we go. Not all the perks we picked. I did get this one. Every time the Ruin Maw loses a card to negate damage, he becomes sated. I felt like that was really nice because at one point I did burn a card to avoid like 5 damage or something, and it was like, oh shit, you know, it would have been so nice to burn this card for the effect and become sated. Well, at least with this you can still become sated, which is big enough. So we've got 5 ticks on his milestone. He's halfway done with that, and 6 ticks for the Bright Spark. His thing is completing all the persistent tracks of an action on an ability card 10 times, something like the bottom of this. On your next 3 move abilities, add +1 move. I don't have many of those. This one, next 3 times you end your turn, heal yourself for 1/1 and then 2. I have this one. At the end of your next 3 turns, generate the elements shown. And the Bright Spark likes elements. He likes elements a good amount. He doesn't really care what they are most of the time. He just likes them. For cards like this, that lets you just burn anything to do all sorts of goodies. So that's good. And then I've got a couple of ones that are loss abilities. So, you know. This one's not bad. It's just like, you know, lining it up can be tricky. Like, okay, you want the push generally to be able to push it into a trap or hazardous terrain. So maybe you can line that up because it's the first one. But then the second one, Pierce 3, that only really helps if they have shield. +3 attack, okay, that's good anytime, but you want it to be on a bigger hit. And then target 2, well, you have to be able to target 2 things. So it can be tricky. This one I doubt I'll ever do. Next 3 times you end your turn, move 1, loot 1. I guess maybe at the end when you just want to loot everything. All right, enough jibber jabber then. I think let's continue on. We're doing scenario 27. I'll set it up, but I'm sure we're gonna have to do a road event. Okay. They kind of like this formation I've seen. They like starting in what would normally be like a corridor and then branching off of it 2 ways. Yeah, all right, let's do a road event. You're climbing near a canyon when you hear a cry for help. You follow the voice to a rock formation and discover a Savas with his legs stuck between 2 rocks. He cries out to you, explaining that he's been stuck for 2 days, and you're the first one to cross his path. He lets out a large groan as he extends his hand out to you for help. Yeah, let's help him. With all your might, you manage to pull the Savas out from the rock formation. He stumbles forward and clutches his throbbing leg, but he's smiling from ear to ear. Please, take this mantle I've been wearing in return for your kindness, the Savas says. Don't worry about me. I'll make my way home. We get the Mantle of Purity. Otherwise, we would have gotten the Shoes of Phasing. Okay. I want to see these shoes we miss out on. During your move abilities, you may move through enemies. Wow, that's pretty good. That is not bad. Because that's a lot of the time why I use a jump ability, is just to jump over enemies. So... Mantle of Purity, though, when you would gain 1 or more negative conditions, prevent the conditions. Ooh, and on command whenever you want it. That is pretty good. We're going to give that to the Ruin Maw. Alright, not too shabby. Alright. Flushed with your success with the Lava Light, you return jubilantly to the Crimson Scale and find Solandra waiting for you. Congratulations, she says. I gather you've completed the first half. Now on to the second part. As she starts to outline the whereabouts of the Icebound's lair, you start to feel slightly put out that there is no pause to savor your victory. Eventually, Solandra picks up on this. What? You want me to tell you... You want me to throw you a party? Tell you how brave and clever you've been? Come on, this is business. You've been rewarded for one, now we finish the other one. We, you think, but don't say, as Solandra continues to tell you how dangerous the Icebound can be. Even getting to his lair is treacherous, back up into the mountains, but into a particularly treacherous and windswept area. The cold is biting, and you are glad when you find the Icebound's cavern, as much to get out of the weather as to confront this monster. As you enter the cavern, you see an array of demons and golems in front of you. We seek the Icebound, you call out confidently. The stone golem replies in a rumbling tone. Our master does not meet with just any part-time mountain climbers. You must prove your worth. You reach for your weapons and notice the orb of embers starting to glow. He is close. At the beginning of this scenario, nominate one character to hold the orb of embers, can't be transferred, becomes inactive, and become exhausted. Door 2 is locked, cannot be opened until instructed, and we all start with immobilize as a scenario effect. Fortunately, we both ignore negative scenario effects, so screw you. Sharpshooter, no. Ambusher, yes. Open a door and end your move action adjacent to a monster in the revealed room. Recluse, never end your turn adjacent to any of your allies, or Hoarder, loot 5 or more money tokens. We'll try for that. Alright, what do we got here? We got a Frost Demon, a Wind Demon, and a Stone Golem. Okay, so the Stone Golem has 11 health, 1 shield. Frost Demon, Retaliate 2. Wind Demon, Shield 2. So I think we're going to want the Bright Spark to work on the Frost Demon because of the Retaliate. And the Ruin Maw will try and tear up this Wind Demon. Alright, so you know what I said about burning a card per room. It would be pretty good to be sated. Something with Pierce. These are all good for once I am sated. I don't know what I would pick to burn. Feast of Flesh could work pretty well. Attack 5. Kill it if it has 2 or less HP. That means basically I'd need a -1 or better and it would be dead. That would be pretty good. Then we would get the sated advantage, but we have to move first, so I think it doesn't matter too much. Mostly I just want to go fast. We'll go for that. For the Bright Spark, yeah, I mean, I doubt we'd kill it turn 1. My biggest ranged hit is Molecular Hydroblast, attack 5, range 3. So I think we open with that. Bottom part, we probably just want to move to make sure that we avoid any trouble, or I could follow it up with Magnetic Field. And maybe we can just kill it. Let's give it a shot. Damn, that Wind Demon's fast. Alright, well, it's shielding up 1, and then it's just shooting the Ruin Maw for 1. Whoops. -1, that is nothing. Okay. So the Ruin Maw is just moving 2. Nothing too exciting there. And we're doing an attack 5. He has now 3 shield, so I need a 0 or better. I could go for advantage, but nah. That's all I needed. So he dies. I become sated. Good. Good. I get 2 XP. Good. All right, the Bright Spark is going to shoot off a range 5 or attack 5, range 3 onto this Frost Demon. +1, that's 6. And then we'll fire off the bottom part, just an attack 2. That's all I needed. Dead. Yeah, I mean, like I said, pretty powerful. Now, the Stone Golem would swing for 4 against the Ruin Maw. So why don't we go ahead and stun him? I've got the Concussion Mine that I bought. We're just going to plop that down. He moves onto it, and he is stunned until the end of his next turn, which is great. Easy. Okay. I mean, we are on easy, but yes. So now, some good sated action. We get to take advantage of any of these banner abilities. So this is a favorite. Move 3, add +3 attack to your next attack this round, and gain advantage on it. And then you could combine that with something decent. I like Fatal Frenzy. So that would be an attack 6 advantage and then an attack 3. That generally is pretty solid. Alternatively, if it was really shielded up, we could do some Pierce stuff. But no, I think that's probably the best way to go. The Bright Spark, we don't have any elements. Nothing happened with that. So I could just walk up to it and hit it for, I don't know, 3? Or just, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I have a 4 attack. How much am I going to need? I guess go for the 4 just in case. And we'll set this up. Go. All right. Yeah, so Ruin Maw, +3 attack. Gain advantage. Also, I'm gonna swing around over here. So there's a 6 attack with advantage. +2 is 8, -1 is 7. Okay. Yeah, and then a follow-up attack 3, which is -1, 2. I am no longer sated, but it was a good trip. So there you go. I mean, I lost a card, but I killed one thing and almost killed another thing. And they were not like, you know, little easy creatures. So yeah, generally pretty good. And now the Bright Spark is going to be doing attack 4 within 2. Gain an XP. Oh, I actually wanted to activate this. Attack 4. +0, or I can consume any element to give +2, but there's no elements, so that is just a 4, which is enough to kill him. Yeah, like I said, solid combo of DPS. Okay, so we want the Ruin Maw to burst in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. And I don't even have... Yeah, I don't have much. So I don't think I'm bursting in there. Yeah. The most I can move is up to the door. Unless I burn another card just to move 1 extra. Which I guess I could burn this just to become sated. But there's no guarantee that I'm going to be hitting something. Although I guess it's fairly likely. Maybe it's okay. And then maybe Ravenous Roar. I'll be sated at that point. So that's Rupture and Wound and push 1 in a nice blast. That might be a good opener. And then for us, we just want to go kind of late. Step in and smack something. One, two, oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's probably fine. Do something like that. Alright, so move 5. Loot each hex you enter with this movement, but that doesn't really matter to us. Ah. 2, 3, 4, 5. Interesting. Read 29.8. As you start to push the door, both it and the other door fly open as driven by a huge draft, and with a freezing gust of wind and snow, the Icebound appears. You step into my cavern and expect to live? The monster accuses with a deep, harsh voice. You'll need more than that glowing rock to stop me. Who are you? More of Solandra's minions? I would send you back with a message for her, but I fear that there will be no survivors. He sweeps across the room with the same icy blast, but you've come too far to be put off by some strong words and a stiff breeze. Door 2 becomes immediately open. Okay. Oh, it's open. Character holding the Orb of Embers adds +1 attack to all attacks targeting the Icebound. I didn't specify who that was, but it's going to be the Ruin Maw, I guess. Immune to stun, disarm, immobilize, poison, forced movement, and he uses the boss ability deck, letting him summon a wind demon or a frost demon or a stone golem. Then he heals himself for 3. His special 2 is an attack 0, all enemies within range 3. And he jumps around and does another one. Okay. A little confusing. Alright, so this is not as good of a turn as I had hoped for. Not only am I not next to anything, this Rupture, push 1, wound. He's immune to Rupture, because... Well, no. Actually, I don't think he is immune to Rupture. No, only if you're immune to wound. He is not immune to wound or rupture, but he is immune to forced movement, which is annoying. It's a good way to stack up damage with rupture. This guy gets wound and rupture. I don't think I can push him though, unfortunately. Actually, it doesn't even hit him, does it? Fuck. That was really not great. All right, the bright spark then. We're moving 3. Yes, we're moving 3 thanks to this. And then I'm attacking within range 3. So we'll hit him like that. Is he immune to poison? Did it say that? Ah, damn it. He's immune to poison. All right, then it's just an attack 3. Nothing too exciting there. +1. All right, that's it. The Ice Storm now is using his special 1. He's on the A2B space. Room 1. Summon 1 Wind Demon and an empty hex closest to the hex marked C. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, it's not great, but there you go. Then he heals himself for 3. Which removes all this, although he did take a wound. Well, that's not great. But he has no shields. And he only has 22 health right now, so it seems like we could do quite a bit of pain in that time frame. Stone golems don't move. He summoned a wind demon. Okay, we're fine. End round. This gets lost. I am sated though. Alright, let's lay on the pain. So probably yeah, I wish I had better. I guess I would use my stamina potion. That's not really legitimate, but yes. I want Fatal Frenzy back. And I guess I want this back. That's my favorite sated combo. Although it is late, it is somewhat of a slow turn. I'll have to hope for the best. Bright Spark. Again, we have no elements. We probably should get those going. So I think I'm just smacking him. Okay, damn it. All right, good. He's not going anywhere. So I'm just attacking 3, range 3. Nothing fancy. I generate an element. Honestly, doesn't really matter what it is. Just don't make it wind. So light. Attack 3, -2, sucks my ass. The wind demon is going to be moving a lot and targeting 2 things within 3. Yep, he can do that. So it's an attack 1 on both of us, starting with the Bright Spark, 1 and nothing. Big whoop. The Ice Storm is just shooting the Ruin Maw for an attack of 2. He's really not that powerful on his own, is he? Okay, the Ruin Maw is going to be stepping up. This is an attack of 6 with advantage then. Oh, crit. Great. 12 damage. Leaves him with 9 health. And then a 3 attack follow-up. Oh. Should have given that advantage, but all right. It served its purpose. We did more than I expected, so that's fine. Stone Golem is going to be moving here. Swinging for 3. 2 damage. Done and done. Oh, wait a minute. I think it was +1 move, so there you go. Okay. That was good, but I don't think I'm done. I don't think I'm done being sated. I feel like I want more satiation. So... let's do that. I have an element to spend now, so we can add some attack. But unfortunately, I can't get in there. Can't get in there for a melee attack. So I don't know what to do. I only have 1 ranged attack, and it's really shit. This could give me jump, though. Move 4, jump. 1, 2, 3. That could get me on the other side. That's probably what we'll do. Ah, damn it. The ice storm is jumping. Alright, so he's starting with attack +0, all enemies within range 3, which is both of us. So this is 2 at disadvantage on the Ruin Maw, ended up being 3, and then 2 on the Bright Spark. He immediately jumps into the nearest unoccupied hex adjacent to E. Fuck. That made it a lot more complicated. Yeah, that really sucks. Well, obviously, I'm not going to burn a card just to do that. So I guess we're going to move 4. And I'll just stab this thing in order to do something. There you go. The Bright Spark. I'll move 3. I get an XP from that. And then I'll consume the light element, and we'll do a 5 attack here. +2. You are very much dead. Okay. Well, it's not great, but it works out. That sucks. Now, if he does his special 2 again, he is going to be jumping into A, so he'll jump back to this other room. Is it worth just waiting that out? If he does his special 1, he's going to be summoning a Frost Demon next to us, which is kind of painful with... retaliate. But I guess I'm just going to go late, and we'll just kind of see, and then the Bright Spark will rest. Whoops. Alright, he is moving his 3, so he's moving here and doing nothing. The Ruin Maw is going to... I don't know. Stone Golems aren't moving. Doesn't really interest me to move much. So I guess I'm just sitting here. And doing nothing. Bright Spark, long rest. So now I think the Ruin Maw is gonna long rest. And we're gonna get rid of probably Magnetic Field. Oh, I did do one of these. And I've done one of these. No, I've done this twice now. Yeah, I've been sated twice now. Oof. Okay, so the Bright Spark. Unfortunately, I have no, like, well, I guess I have one heal. So we may as well do that. And then I'll do this just to have that going. Ice Storm is doing his second special. Attacking within 3. Goes here, attacks within 3. Good. I could hit him this turn if I burn 2 cards. That doesn't really seem like a great idea. Stone Golem's gonna hit something. He's gonna possibly immobilize the Ruin Maw and hit him. So I'm gonna heal him for 3. Then I'm gonna activate this. Do the move 3 right away. I'm just gonna go here. Yes. Because then the Stone Golem here. Well, actually, shit. They're. Oh, fuck. No. I'm going to move here. I don't want the Ruin Maw to get pulled this way. I want the Ruin Maw to get pulled this way. And he can shrug off. Immobilized thanks to the Mantle of Purity now. This is great. There's an item very similar in Frosthaven you get right at the start of the game that can do this. It's a little bit worse. Takes up a hand slot and gives you a couple -1s into your deck. And I think it's actually consumed. So, but there's an upgraded... I'm not going to get into it. Anyways, so yeah. So this one is just going to shoot the Bright Spark. There's an attack of 2. Pulls you in. She's immobilized. That sucks. For him, range 3. I think he does have to go here. +2. Fuck it. I'm gonna burn this card. So I become sated. I'm gonna tick my milestone right now. So then at the start of my turn, I'll be sated. Oh, actually, I think that's a really bad idea. Because sated goes off at your next turn. I'll never actually get to enjoy the benefits of it. So I'd rather just take the 4 damage, I guess. I get pulled here, and I'm going to use the Mantle of Purity to shrug off Immobilize. I also have a major healing potion, so I can take the damage. It's okay. Alright, I heal for 2. And I get this back right away. That's kind of cool. And we're going to lose a card. This one. Okay. Done. So we want to go fast, very fast. I think Pouncing Predator could be good if I'm sated, but I'd have to lose a card. I don't have any bottom losses except for Pouncing Predator. So unfortunately, that's not going to quite work. Attack 8, though. Oh my god. We could end this real quick. Alright, we'll try that. For the Bright Spark, doesn't really matter, I guess. I think I'm immobilized, so I guess I'll just hit him with something big. Okay. I'll forego my bottom action, so there's just an attack 6. 7 minus 1 is 6. I heal 1 and an ally within 2. That's nobody. That's it. I lose immobilize. I'm going to use my winged shoes here. This is a move 4. And then I'm going to do an attack 8. I'm going to use the Orb of Fortune to give it advantage. Love that card. Yeah, that's it. Attack 8 with advantage. Oh look, +1. Whoops. Dead. Also, I'm sated. Oh, also, I'm supposed to add +1 to all my attacks. I don't think it would have made a difference at any point, but I always forget about shit like that. Yeah, that's kind of it. Stone golems are both shooting. I don't think it matters for any purposes whatsoever. Bright Spark would take 5, 6, 5. And the... Oh, I don't know why I rolled 2. It would have been a null. So that's it. All right. The Icebound jumps, swoops, and evades you, but after a lengthy battle, you get the better of him. As you stand over his mortally wounded body, like the lava light, he tries to get out some final words. Think about who and what you are fighting for, he whispers, before the icy glow of his chest dims, his eyes cloud, and his body becomes one with the icy rock of the cavern once more. You return to the Crimson Scale, expecting little fanfare after your last triumph, but instead Salandra is jubilant. Well done, she cries, happier than you've ever seen her. Another piece falls, drinks all around. You ask what she means, but she doesn't reply immediately, and then says, all the powerful evil influences in Gloomhaven, we're eliminating them one by one. Someday soon, there will only be one left, and we must be ready for that day. Abruptly, her demeanor changes, and she says, I have work to do. I must check on the progress. And with that, she turns on her heel and strides off. You're finding Salandra more and more unpredictable, but the money keeps on rolling in, so you enjoy the free drinks and celebrate your victory without her. 10 gold each. We get a dizzying tincture. I don't know if you get that straight out of the shop or not. Who keeps unsorting this? Because I have 2 dizzying tinctures here. I don't know. I assume I don't, but there you go. Scenario. Well, hold on. Loot 5 or more money tokens. Apparently, I didn't loot any. But I did get Ambusher. No, I didn't get Ambusher. I didn't end up next to any. Oh, well. I didn't get either. Like, we really need the assistance. I'm not even keeping track of my personal quests anymore. I'm not too bothered. Okay. 10 gold each. And Fountain of Bones. Unlocked. Ooh, the final 4. We're in the tainted chain right now. City encounter. Say you, want to see some gear? Authentic Drake scale shield. 30 gold. Collectively, of course I can do it. This is the one where if I threaten to report him, I don't get it. So I guess I'll try and buy it. I would have gained prosperity. Yeah. Alright, we'll pay the gold. Just do 15 each, I suppose. We'll be fair about it. I don't remember what this is. I thought it was decent. When attacked by an adjacent enemy, gain retaliate 3 for the attack. It is pretty decent. The Ruin Maw has the long spear, and I kind of really like that because he's got some massive hits. Doing an attack 8 on 2 targets is pretty fucking good. So I'll give it to the Bright Spark, even though she doesn't get hit too often. That's that. Fountain of Bones looks reasonably quick, but I realize that, you know, for me, this feels like a fresh video, but I have to splice that other, like, 35 minutes we spent before retiring and stuff. So, I guess I'll end it here. Good stuff, though, yeah. This is a powerful combo. We probably could bump it up to normal at this point, but why not finish strong? Or feeling strong, I guess I should say. My name is Mangg. Game watching has been Gloomhaven Crimson Scales. I'll see you fine folks in the next part.